us today is a really awesome segment. We have heavy metal band Ephinepic here. I want to thank you guys for taking the time with us. And a big question that I have is how and who came up with the band name? But first, I want to take a second and do introductions and what each of you guys play in the band.
Travis, I beat the Skins.
I bet you do.
I'm Cody. I do vocals.
I'm Drew, and I play guitar.
And I think we're missing one person today.
Our bassist Dave couldn't be with us here today. He's
Pooping too
having
much.
some trouble from both ends. So
He's sick.
Regards.
And we send our condolences.
So
Love you, Dave.
now that we know your names and what you guys do, who came up with that band name?
It's going to be between at least these two and one former member.
So how it breaks down is we've went through some lineup changes over the years. We used to be Encrypted, me and Cody,
Okay.
and our buddy Eric Gore. Then I went from bass to drums for a while. Then
Drew's played like everything.
Travis is coming back from college. We're gonna get him to drum for us, and
It's essentially Drew's band. He's
I'd
done
said,
everything but sing for the band. I mean, he does sing, but not lead vocals.
yeah. So I sent a text. Me and Eric were texting back and forth, and he just said, Travis is coming tonight, and I just typed in like F''N epic.
So,
And then we thought about the band name for a while, tossed out a bunch of ideas, and then eventually circled back to that like 4 months later.
Oh, that's cool.
I was gonna say I was
And
I was
changed
getting
it.
kind of
Put that
tongue
PH
tied
in
for a
there.
couple times. I'm like,
If I'm not
how do I
mistaken,
say
I
this?
think there's at least been a mispronunciation of our band name at every single show.
Yeah,
we've
that's
done.
kind of one of
By
the...
somebody who's hosting or be it a promoter. Somebody's fucking the name up. Every show. It's hilarious. Like the last email that we just got, we're doing this fundraiser deal for Estival Festival. It's April Grooves.
Yes.
Fest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not even really a day sheet. It was just kind of like all the artists that are going to be playing that day. He sent us, showing us where our slot was and all that, and got all these bands on there. And it's, of course, the band name's misspelled. It's Ephinepic. There's no H.
So I'm
I picked that
actually
shit
didn't
up
even
right
notice
away,
that.
and I'm always like, yep, once again.
so I'm actually
For real?
saying it wrong.
Yeah,
So it's not
it's not an
Ephinepic.
No, it is
Ephinepic.
Ephinepic.
Okay.
You've got it.
Because I was
100% right.
asking him, I'm like, how do I say this name
Exactly
right
like
now?
you're saying. Fucking
Like
epic,
fucking
have a
epic.
little kid.
Like fucking epic. Like effing epic.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people get it. Some people don't. And sometimes right away, that guy will come up like, dude, I totally get it. And then there'll be other people that they're trying to pronounce it completely fucking wrong. It's like, yeah, good try, but
It's like
thank you.
It's like that one, that old Tom Hanks movie. What is it? The Wonders or whatever. They're
Oh, geez, the Oneaters?
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah, the
because
Oneaters.
what they did
Oh,
was
I
it's the
forget
Wonders.
that movie, man.
yeah. So
that
there was
thing
like
you do.
it was like it took place
Yeah.
in the 50s, and he was like, "We're the Wonders," but it's spelt
One.
ONE. Like wonders, and he's the Oneaters. He's like, and the other guy goes, "I told you that was a dumb idea."
The Oneaters.
Oh man. So I kind of screwed up a little with things you guys have done, according to Travis at least. Depends on how much he was drinking at the time. No. So
Travis, a lot.
Everything that comes out of my mouth is factual. Look it up on the internet.
Just don't get him going on politics.
oh, for the love of God,
keep that out of
none. Good Lord. Anyways,
Piss me off.
so give us a little list of what are you guys most proud of? Like things you guys have done as a band, events, places you've played. You know what I'm saying?
The
There's
three
a-
things that we've done collectively that I'm the most proud of. The first, I guess, little handful would be the little gigs that we had at another hole in the wall at Steger. We had that gig with Max Cavalera's band Soulfly.
Okay.
His son's band also played that same show. His band Lodi Kong, and then who else was
That's
on that
right.
one? It was Lodi Kong, Soulfly, us, and one
There's some other
I can't
touring bands, but nothing,
But at the same venue though, we also had an opportunity. We opened up and played for Nonpoint, which for me, that was like
That was a cool show.
one of my big
yeah.
ones because I've been listening to Non-Point since they've been around.
Where was that at?
Same place, another hole in the wall in Steger, which is no
longer in existence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mismanaged.
And we also played with one that I guess would be
I
even
mean, I don't give a fuck.
not as big of a band, but further starstruck for me is because it was a band that me and my cousin John had seen every time they came to Illinois. You know, we either caught them at the Coliseum or the Pearl Room or wherever. This band Diecast out of Boston, who we actually were a part of the same. Do you guys remember that? The same management company we were under there for a while, All Together Music.
Yeah.
It had like Goat Silk. The Alpha Complex was on there. Diecast. A couple others, but it was this promotion company that, I mean, they went under and the dude got out of business not long after we got in. Maybe we had something to do with it, doubtful, but
Speaking of, weren't you guys with the record label at one point?
that would
That was
the label.
kinda
It wasn't a
it,
record
yeah.
label, but it was a promotions company that
like a management company.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
that, you know,
But there's
made
so many of
promises-
those out there. And
Yeah, made promises of doing X amount of promotional shit for us, landing us gigs, and certain shit was coming our way, but nothing came to fruition. And it was funny enough. I mean, they went under like not long after.
Yeah.
But no, the band was Diecast, and it was kind of like one of those bands. Me before I even was drumming with these guys, a band that I had seen so many times, and like when you're that non-musician at this show, and you're just like, fuck yeah, these guys kick ass. And then a couple of years down the road, you're fucking opening up for them and playing with these dudes.
That's
It was-
awesome. Yeah.
It was just like, holy shit. And they were the most down-to-earth fucking guys. Like, they acted as if they were just like any of us in the room. They didn't, no fucking ego about them.
That's killer, man.
They just, you know, their drummer actually laughed and was like astonished. At the time, I was still drumming, doing the music we do in jeans and all that shit. And he was one of the ones, you know, the basketball shorts or, you know, swishies, whatever,
Yeah.
playing. And he had a, you know, he was
Swishies.
smart enough to have a fan back there by him, basically just blowing on his nuts. At the show, he saw what looked like a piss stain
Oh my
on my pants, and it
god.
was just all my sweat, usually from the goatee, just dripped down into my lap while playing.
That's a Zupan thing.
Yeah. It's gotta be.
We
Both
sweat
you guys.
ungodly, like.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
We roughing that one time with Mark.
Oh, yeah, you look like you just.
I look like I pissed my pants, roofing and just sweating real bad.
Oh, yeah.
And I was wearing like khaki pants, and it just looked like I had
Head
a
color.
giant puddle. I'm just like, and we go to the gas station and get like lunch.
Those Japan boys sweating out all the toxins.
For those that don't know, you guys are brothers.
Yes.
Yeah. He's younger, I'm older.
I also grew up with you two.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Dude, it's been a long time. We've known
Less
you,
than a half
like
mile
we've
away
all
from
known
each
each other damn near our whole lives.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Literally just about our whole lives.
pretty
You know,
much.
like-
So you guys, okay, so you all know each other. What I have a question is everyone assumes heavy metal is just screaming. They don't realize that there is a method to the madness behind
it
the
becomes
vocals.
another instrument to me. It becomes another like melody to it.
So
But
how
a lot
do
of
you
people
do
don't
that?
understand it, and I don't know. You listen to me now, like
Because isn't there a certain way you have to
He
kind
does
of
sing properly. The reason why his voice is shot is from other reasons. And it's
yeah, I
None of that. Proud
keep
of all.
smoking cigarettes on and off, and too much nicotine pouches, and too much drinking, and staying out late, and
I'll do it.
you get
Yeah.
this.
I'll do it. I've been there, done that.
But it's not necessarily really. Isn't there a certain way that
There's a
you-
way to do it, yes, and it's
all
like
diaphragm,
you
right?
will tear your shit up if you're not doing it right.
all diaphragm.
Yeah, it's all like pushing, all inside. And honestly, I never had any coaching. I don't really know how. Like I came to dial this in.
Years and fucking years
Yeah,
of doing it.
honestly, like driving around in the car and just trying to music
saying.
that you're listening to, crank
Mimicking.
it up and just kind of sing with it. And be like, ooh, wait, maybe I can do this.
I can do it for like 5 seconds before tears are coming out my eyes and I'm coughing my ass off. Like,
But yeah, but there is a lot of people that like once they hear the screaming, they're out.
Yeah.
those are the
They're like,
people
nope,
that
nope,
just
but-
can't. They can't even open their minds to music because they're like, oh, that's got the screaming shit. I don't want to hear it.
Well, see,
Well, cool.
I'll be the one to admit, for me, heavy metal is really difficult. and
it is.
he's told me, he's like, well, that's the whole point, because as soon as I hear it, I'm like,
abrasive.
I'm pissed off. Like,
Right.
I'm automatically like, I want to punch someone.
No,
He's
that's
like,
good.
but that's the
what
whole
you-
point
That's
of
what you
this.
want.
That's
But
what the pit's for.
I tell you, when he was playing the album and everything, I'm like, damn, that takes some stamina to have that power
that.
behind you for a whole show.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be drained after
Oh yeah.
that.
Fuck yeah. yeah.
Like,
I'll tell
I
you
have to
what,
go to bed.
I can tell you firsthand, performing a show, normal singing,
Yeah.
it's work, and you're wore out.
You got bottled
I can't imagine,
Doing what he does.
you know, like Cody. He's lost in the sauce right now.
Sorry.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine how much more exerting it is.
Dude, and it almost scares me sounding like this right now. I'm like, maybe it's, I think time to time it's like, there might come a time where I can't do this anymore.
Right.
You know, like, and it's like, or just lighten it up, you know, but it is extreme pushing, extreme, like, it's always force out, you know, and it's like, I think about what I'm doing to myself, because now I'm starting to kind of get, because this happens from time to time. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
am I going to end up giving myself some kind of fucked up throat cancer or something? You know?
Right.
So you can't. So you can't like Alex the Terrible.
No, I need to clean my act up a little bit.
Cody does know that method though
Yeah.
of making the tongue wide and making the mouth
Oh
into
yeah,
a chamber.
I could do some of the guttural. Yeah, I'm not going to do it now though. I wish I could for the fucking podcast, but man,
And lyrically, do you guys all as a group come up with the songs?
lot from Drew. Cody
Okay.
does a good amount. Dave even helps. I would say that the least lyric help is this guy right here. The only thing that I've ever added to a tune was Sheeple, and it wasn't even done ahead of time. It had no part in the song at all until we were in the studio over at Ridgeland recording, and I was just sitting on the couch in the control room, and they were doing the song. And we were actually already done with all the instruments. Cody was doing his vocals, and I was like, man, there's this part where in between his vocals, there's like a long, I wouldn't say a long break, but like a measure of just instruments. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even
on what song?
Matt Sheeple,
Yeah.
where there wasn't even like a bunch of madness going on. It was kind of like it drones out towards the end.
Okay.
And I just whipped out my phone and started just
Coming up
writing
with
lyrics, kind of like just real rudimentary, like A, B fucking rhyming shit. Because
Okay.
I don't fucking write. So I'm doing that, and then I showed the guys, I was like, oh, hey, how would this sound? And they were all like, oh, cool. And I had, I think, 3 different sections. We X-nayed 1 and used 2, and it was actually my voice on the track. They used a slight, like, megaphone-ish
Effect.
Oh,
effect or
yeah,
something
yeah,
to
yeah.
my voice.
That's right.
But, yeah, it was, like, my one and only contribution to writing vocals.
And then Drew, so with writing, is it more about like stuff that's current or like past experiences?
It's both, I guess. A lot of it is just a lot of it is like kind of political, libertarian, like freedom. You know,
Oh, no, I'm not. I was gonna say the
like
last
both
album was,
sides are.
the last
terrible,
album was
you know.
very
Yeah.
like current event.
very anti
Yeah.
the establishment, anti-government.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then other songs are a little more like emotional, personal, and other things are more comical as well.
I heard a birdie told me about one called Colonel Ingus. Colonel Lingus, sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good one. We haven't released it yet. We're in the studio now. We
Yeah,
just
I was
gotta
gonna ask,
finish
how's
up,
that going?
It's going pretty well.
It was very good. Drums
Getting
are
stuff
done.
mixed down right now, and then we're gonna go back and do all the vocals.
Now is it a full album or an EP?
No, just
So, 5
to keep
track.
ourselves,
5
yeah,
song,
kind
yeah.
of.
Relevant.
I think, yeah, more or less from I wouldn't say here on out, but like instead of, because it's getting harder and harder for us to really dive into shit and stay finely tuned on writing with how busy all of our lives are. I mean, between
Well, especially
careers,
with,
kids.
I mean, I think he's in 18 other bands.
18. But no, it's just, yeah, to more or less keep us current. And I mean, COVID fucked
Yeah.
the last album.
COVID did a
time.
lot for
we
just
still
putting a
come
halt
across
on
people that have
everything.
no idea that album even dropped.
Yeah.
Now, do you have kind of an estimated time when this album's going to come out?
Spring
Okay.
in the next, I would say, month or two.
Yeah,
Not to rush anything, but yeah,
We're
official
probably-
recording. I would put a time frame on no more than a month, and we should be done with recording.
Now, what is the favorite song from your past albums? Give me one
that's a good
favorite
question.
song.
There's a lot. I mean,
What's your guys' favorite from Ignite, our debut album? My favorite to play.
Victim.
Victim?
Victim's fun. That's a
Yeah.
crowd favorite. I mean, that one's
Okay, well, you know what?
shown for itself. It
If
was a crowd
Victim is
pleaser.
a crowd favorite, we're going to take a second and just listen to a clip of it, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck yeah.
All right.
All right.
Here
Check
we
it
go.
out. Victim, Ephinepic.
So there's actually an upcoming show.
Yeah, let's talk
in
about that.
Petertown.
Hands down.
When is the show that I'm hearing so much about? Because we interviewed Wolf Dozer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same show.
Same
We're
one.
killing
huh?
it. Yeah, we're going to
March-
kill it together on Friday,
Friday.
March 7th.
Okay.
The old bowling alley, now known as
Yay.
Hanson's Dugout. And that guy has really done a pretty good job with that place. I don't know if you guys have been in there lately.
No, we haven't. It's been quite some
It's
time.
nice in there now. I mean, the bar is still kind of the same, but the bowling alley area where we're going to be playing, like,
I heard
it's
that they're
just-
going
there's
to put up a
badass
stage or
lighting
something
going
there
up.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
think
put
it's
just
some type
like
of
a
decking that they
platform.
put over the lanes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun.
Well, we're definitely going to be there to, watch
yeah.
you guys and support all you guys
yeah.
with this.
Is the other band still a go on that? The New Species or whatever? Or is it
believe
just
so,
down
yeah.
to okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it'll be 3
I wanted
days.
to get them in here and interview them too, but
Do you guys know? Is that a friend of Justin Schroeder? Or?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it ones that we would know? Is it like Dylan and
I have no idea.
those guys?
From what I understand.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Dylan!
Right? You son of a bitch.
Oh God.
So we got that show coming up. Do you guys have anything planned for spring and summer or anything yet set in stone?
We do have
got
some
one
shows going.
in July 19th at the Fun Hub in Aroma Park.
Okay.
They have a outdoor stage, so we're gonna be tearing it up for the whole town.
Yeah.
Pretty
Nice.
fucking loud.
They're going to scare the fuck.
There we go.
There'll be cops pulling up like you guys.
Everyone's gonna be batting in the hatches, windows shut. Like that poor bastard that lives like right next to there. Remember the one day we were there? He was outside cutting the grass.
Yeah, fuck you.
What happened?
Yeah, it was like other kinky artists that do, the festival stuff and are well known in the area. They were jamming. They're more like bluesy, jammy, just fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Jam
So I'm
band
sure
stuff.
they didn't really mind them playing.
So like that wind chime festival we did.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember that.
Tim, you think that's crazy when Reckless did it?
Yeah.
Oh, Epic's done wind chime
Oh, you guys did that.
Yeah.
the year before.
But it wasn't, you guys are like set up on the porch or something?
Oh my God, we get there, dude. We get there.
That was a pretty cool setup, though.
We get there, and so Dave's like, "All right, man, we got you guys on the main stage, dude." We're like, "Sweet, where's it at?" He
porch?
pulled- the front porch of this dilapidated farmhouse. We're like,
I will say the pictures did look pretty cool.
fuck?
Like,
They ended
it
up
was-
having like a catwalk set up, Tim. was
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
fucking go out on.
"Yeah, oh, that was crazy." And then the police did show up
yeah.
no
Up
when
there?
when we were playing. Yeah,
What the fuck?
that's crazy. We were like,
And I think
Oh,
they
what's going
just
on?
like kind of like
"Yeah."
made sure like nothing bad was going on, and they just listened to a little bit of our set, and then they dipped out.
Because what's funny, and obviously,
Cooksville or something, right?
Edwardsville, I think.
I don't remember Colfax.
Colfax. Yeah.
something like that.
Obviously, since you guys have been there, like we get there and Hippieville, complete
Oh, yeah.
Hippieville,
Really?
and we're like,
They're all tripping, rolling, or shrooming.
and all this like super mellow like jam band stuff, and then we're like, all right, how are we gonna work this stage dealy here, so we do it. And we start playing, and the looks on everyone's faces, they were like, whoa.
But they all ended up loving the shit.
Oh yeah, they did. It was one of those things like you could tell everyone looked like they just suddenly got hit by a truck, and then after a song they're like, "Whoa!"
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yay, we're over 80 BPMs.
Yeah.
Now, playing the shows, do you guys have any merchandise at all? Or are you
Oh, yeah.
still?
Oh yeah, very
What
much
do you-
so.
what do you
Yeah.
have?
Koozies, stickers. We've got. I mean, some of our older shirts and designs are dwindling in sizes and amounts, but
Okay.
we might still have on hand at least. We've got the "You Will Die" design. We still probably got some Draugr designs left.
No,
Those are
all
all
we
gone.
have is exploit this and
Okay.
the "You Will Die,"
So we've sold
which is
pretty well
for a
then.
song "Dead."
All right, so we'll have to make sure that when people come out and see you,
Yeah, we
Get 'em
every
to
show.
buy the
I don't think
merchandise.
we've done a couple that we knew were going to be smaller shows, but we generally always have our CDs.
because that helps
And stuff
to
available.
build the bands too. That's a big
Oh, yeah.
thing
It's
with.
especially
And it means a lot
especially
too.
not
like,
being a cover band. Cover bands, they get pretty decent payouts.
Well, when-
Those dudes, cover bands, they generally, especially if you're a tribute band, that's kind of like career shit for them.
Right.
They go out and they're getting 12 to 1500 a night.
Well, that's why every
We
time
get
when
what?
we go see a show, he's like, "I'm supporting them. I'm going to buy a shirt, buy a koozie, something," because that little bit helps to just kind of support the
Yeah.
band,
Yeah.
show
Sure.
your love.
Well,
But
general-
outside of playing Game On in places that know us personally and love us and take
Yeah.
care of us, I'd say our average pay on a show, I mean, no offense to any places, but our average takeout from a show is anywhere from 40 to maybe 80 on a good night towards
Yeah.
80.
And people don't think, they're like, "Oh, you're playing a show. You're probably getting a shit ton of money." And then when you have all the
No.
band members, you're splitting it up, or it's going into
Yeah.
the band fund.
when you're a cover band that can play and be the only band to play for 5 hours and play music that people want to hear, and there's going to be a giant crowd, those bands can make $3,000.
Yeah.
But for these metal shows,
When you're one of
It's-
3 to 4 bands
Yeah.
playing a 35 to 40 minute set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And still, the maths are still off a little bit, but
The general public, doesn't realize that, for an original band, it doesn't matter what genre you are, how
much
tough
more.
it is. Because, way
much more work and creativity.
people were
writing
coming
that
up to
shit.
us for Reckless going, yeah, you guys can cover 4 hours. It's like, no, we're not Metallica.
right.
Like, you,
Unless you have a few
I hate
albums
that shit
you
when
can
somebody
just
comes up
pull
to you and they're
everything
just like,
out.
"Oh, you guys got like a 2-hour set, right?"
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I know we've been together and working for like 3-4 years, but no, we don't have that much material. yet.
Yeah, and the other part of that is it's fun. Like, I want to be a rock star. I want to be a band. Let's do a band thing. Sweet, this is awesome. But it's work. It's
Right.
fun, but it's hard work.
And you got to put up with everybody's bullshit. You got to work on everybody's schedule.
You're
I can't
like,
remember- I can't
Oh, you're
remember-
bullshit.
I can't remember who said it to me first. It might have been somebody like Shuby or somebody. I don't think it was Brian Shuby, but somebody told me like, "Oh, you know how people, in tough relationships say how being in a relationship's tough." Mm-hmm. Well, that's
You're being in a
Two hearts,
relationship
two
with
minds.
5 people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
4 to
a
5
band
people.
is a relationship between
It is.
usually 4+.
well,
And
with
the creative
relationships,
differences,
that's got to be hard too.
scheduling.
Brothers.
Yeah, we're good. Sometimes
Yeah.
I
So
want to ring his neck, but I'm sure you're like, fuck this guy. no.
I have no hard feelings.
Travis is cool. He's been a solid drummer. Actually, when we first started years and years ago, it was Drew and Brad,
okay.
and we were trying our friend Mark to try on the drums a little bit. He didn't really take to it. And this is, I'm talking, we're like 18, 19, 20 years old around there. Like we're babies,
Yeah.
I'm saying at the oldest because I didn't leave yet. You
But
guys,
no,
might, yeah,
but
no, you guys
that's-
might have been.
If
19.
that's where I was going to, is that like Travis, we were going to actually have him play. And he went to college, and then we got Owen, which
Wolf
was
Dozer.
now,
Oh, Colette.
Yeah,
yeah, he's
he was the original drummer in Encrypted.
Okay, yeah.
he's our nephew's father.
Okay.
Yeah, and for Encrypted, for that lineup there, we had a pretty solid run, man. There's always differences in the band, things, nothing lasts forever. Owen split and then we kind of just sat stagnant for a little while, and then and then Drew actually picked up the drums then.
Yeah, Drew has been the driving machine to keep the band at least doing something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was when you picked up the drums.
Yeah,
right?
it took a few months there. You know, a little rebuilding.
And there's a learning curve there. Yeah.
Played a few shows out. I think like was that Sound
was
Lab?
one. I caught you on drums once, and Ben Love was actually on
Ben,
bass.
so yeah, we had Ben on bass. So yeah, it was Brad guitar, Gore guitar, Drew on drums,
Ben on
me
bass.
vocals, and then Mark Heinrich was playing bass then for a little bit. I think he played a couple shows with us, and then wasn't his cup of tea. You know, no harm, no foul. You know, it was
Right.
all good.
Right.
Ben came on, and again, almost same story. Like enjoyed it for a little bit, had a few shows with us, and then not his cup of tea. You know, and just bowed out. Like no bad feelings, no hard feelings or anything like that. And then we were quiet for a while, and then Travis came back from college. And in the meantime,
I was a fucking fanboy.
but in the meantime, Brad left. He started, having kids and had his family and got busy, which is understandable,
Yeah. That's like what happened with us.
Don't point at me.
When
My plate got a little too full.
we formed Reckless, he had no kids, and all of a sudden he had 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you jerk!
How do
I
you
joined
guys?
I joined Reckless with no kids, but knowing one was already on the way. Luca was already on the way because when we did that suicide deal, I wanted to drop the name of it, but that march that they did when we played the Will County Fairgrounds,
Oh yeah,
the
okay.
Ruck March, the
Yeah.
30-mile Ruck March or whatever. it
Yeah,
was.
that was our first show.
That was my first show, and I have photos online of me holding like little baby Luca.
Yeah.
He's like,
Right in the drum.
With the big ass.
he was
blue
born April
headphones.
1st, and that show was probably June or July, so he's like 2 months old, and I'm holding him in my arms behind the drum kit. Super cool photo. I think I've got the drumsticks just like laid in his
I was there for that. For a
That
little
show
bit,
was
yeah.
terrible.
See,
They weren't ready for it.
They
And
weren't
the
ready for
sound
it?
I heard was too loud.
But also, like, we were basically in a tin can.
yeah,
the
that
sound
too,
was too
yeah.
loud.
It was it was terrible. It was awkward.
Okay, so you're married with kids. Now, what about you?
I single, I had no kids, and enjoying
Okay,
life.
he's living the single life. And then Drew, what about
He's
you?
inferring that I don't enjoy life.
Live with my girlfriend, and we have 2 dogs.
Well, I
Turbos.
give it out kudos to the ladies on this one too, because there is a sacrifice with having relationships and being in a band.
All my
Kind of,
ladies make
doing the
sacrifices.
juggling of relationship life
all the
and
time. Like when
having
these
bands.
guys get word of something, or if Drew found something, Drew's been doing digging, he's got a show ready. Like, I've fucked up several times by, oh yeah, let me check the calendar, and then like, life, you get fucking busy and you scramble, and then you don't want to wait on your guys too long to give an answer. So you're just like, yeah, I'm good, because it's 2 months out. You probably
Should be good.
Right.
Well, you get well within a month of the show, and then it kind of slips to the wife. Oh yeah, I've got this show on this date, and it's
There's
just like,
plans.
what the fuck? You didn't tell me that, did you? No, I think.
You're like, shit, I'm in the
Well,
job.
shit.
Right.
I'll do my best to be there. I straight up missed one of Ashley's cousin's photos. I missed the straight up ceremony. I
Oh
was there
man.
for the reception, but it was Estival Festival. When I birded the fuck out of Estival Festival right after we played, I flew to Chicago.
Well, props to the ladies for supporting you guys on this for your dreams.
It's tough because, as we were just saying, a band is work. It's a relationship, but there's the give and take. That's one thing people don't really think of is, when you're touring and all that. Sweet, we're gonna go see this band. You're all excited. But what you don't kind of put together is these guys are away from home all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
dude, so if you're a big enough band and you're pulling the money, that's your job.
yeah.
That's your job. What I was always kind of jealous of is seeing bands that get started and able to tour right away.
Yeah.
You have to have the perfect storm of the right members that, hey, we can all take off work for a month and go hit the road.
Yeah.
And that
A
generally
lot of
comes
people
with,
can't do that. You know, you can have your weekend warriors or Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and like, you know, maybe take Monday off work or Friday off work, you know, something like that. Hit 2-3 shows in a weekend, you know, in the Midwest. But sometimes like, I really want to get a tour under my belt one way or another, but it's like,
it would be awesome to get a weekend warrior one in where we hit like
dude, take
Indy,
Friday off.
Chicago and Milwaukee, maybe even somewhere near Detroit. Like hit.
No, take
the
Friday off, book a Thursday night somewhere. We all get out of work early Thursday, hit the show, go.
So
and
Thursday would have to be Chicago,
some,
close to
yeah,
home.
somewhere, yeah.
and then
Thursday,
Milwaukee,
Friday,
then Detroit,
Saturday,
then
yeah.
Indy, and then come home. Something like
Who
that.
knows? Maybe that could be up for you guys this summer, next year, or something like
You can
that.
put your own tour together.
Yeah.
You know, down the road, they
It takes a
do
lot.
have a short school bus for sale. You know, that could
Say
be
something?
your tour bus.
Yeah.
People just see us going by licking windows.
I can see this. I can see this.
Okay, I have to touch base with the drumming for a minute because I tried. You know.
Yeah, we all saw.
Yeah, thanks. And it was an
Not too
epic
bad.
fail. How long you been drumming again for? Roughly?
About 4 days.
If you count all the time in from when I legit picked up drums, it was high school. I want to say I was maybe 15 or 16. My grandma had gotten for a Christmas gift, like through JCPenney, some
Little drum
piece
set.
of shit knockoff. I think the brand was called Riff.
Nice.
Riff, and it's a drum set.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be a guitar? But I ended up Frankensteining that 4-piece with a 4-piece that Owen of
Okay.
Wolfdozer gifted to me for a birthday. And then I had this Frankenstein kit. But, so if you count all that time, sure. Since I'm 37 now, 15, 16. Yeah,
It's a long
20
ass
20
time.
years. But I was away for college for 5 years in Florida. Did not have a drum kit with me. I was kind of that weirdo that frequented the local guitar center and sat down for a while.
Just to keep it going.
Yeah,
Just to get that
I never got
fixed.
told to stop playing. We'll just say that. You know how people will come and just be like, "Give me the sticks. You're done."
Well, I
That
think,
never happened.
I
Stop
think
playing Red Hot
after
Chili
this,
Peppers.
you're going to have to show me a little bit because I am curious on that. I need to perfect my drumming skills.
It'll maybe be like a ba-dum-ts.
Hey-o.
Anything else before we tell people to join the show for Piatone? You want to let them know of anything?
Going back to like the people that didn't, talk about people that don't like the screaming music and everything, see it live. Just see it live and see what you think about it after that. Like, that's kind of what I hear a lot with some of my friends. I have a lot of friends that aren't in the metal, and they've seen
Oh, that's our entire group of friends.
one of my band shows or another, and they're like, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. So,
Well, it's not just seeing it, it's feeling it.
yeah.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
just about to say. Is like they're not into that kind of music and they know it going into it, but they get there
They'll have
and they
appreciation.
see the energy and the vibe of the room that we create from playing that screaming, annoying, loud, fast. They just see what's going on, and it's hard not to just sit there and be like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. But you still have your occasional. Remember that
It's
one
not
asshole,
everybody's
that one
cup
asshole
of
at the
tea.
one
Like,
show?
whether or not
Game
it's seeing
on?
live or
Yeah,
not.
came on
Like,
with his fucking hat, and he's like, "This is fucking bullshit." And fucking, I think Matt or Mike Bisping like ushered his ass out the
Yeah.
door real quick. So, some
Nice.
drunken asshole that just didn't want anything to do with
well,
metal whatsoever.
Game On isn't really exactly
No.
a metal bar, though.
Oh,
Like,
most of the places we play,
Like-
unless we're in Chicago, aren't a metal bar.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, you heard it first.
Looney Bin harnessed a lot of metal.
Right.
Rest in peace, Nick Huffman. God, we were just about to do a show with Head PE
Yeah.
at Looney Bin, and I had just gotten off a phone call with Nick Huffman himself, like not even a week before I had heard through Facebook and all that Nick had passed.
Yeah.
We were setting up the show with Head PE to, like, no joke, be, I guess, direct support, because it was
Yeah.
this kind of quick being set up show. It was one of their off days on a tour, and they didn't really have anything planned. And Nick was actually, he called me, and he was saying he was actually going to have in mind one of Cody's other bands, Extraction Point, do it. But he knew that Extraction majorly comes from a further distance away. And he didn't even want to bounce that. He's like, you know what? Two of the guys, or at least one, Cody, already plays in a band that's local to Kankakee. So he hit us up and everything was a go. And then, it was like
Well, you guys
2 weeks out from the show happening, he passed. And
you guys have done the Forge a couple times.
we did
Right?
once through Guerrilla Music.
With Heartsick, and then we did Marduk, and
That was a fucking killer show.
Oh, no,
That was like
no,
a bunch
Heartsick,
of European
was that
black
us?
metal bands.
We never played it with Heartsick.
no,
No, weren't they on that? No,
that was Extraction. Did
no,
that.
it was it was like a Valentine's Guerrilla Music. Like, you guys remember that? Like the theme.
I
of it
do.
was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think we played either on the 15th or on Valentine's Day. It was something fucked up, but we played with On My Six there. Remember them guys?
It was a shitload of bands. that
Shit
did
ton.
both-
It was
yeah, yeah.
it was like a huge free for all. Like, there was a band I think called No Escape, kind of spelled goofy, of little kids.
Really?
Like 12, 13-year-olds.
Wow.
Fucking rocking it. These little kids. This
But it was
like
a
the biggest
dead
shit that they've ever
show.
seen.
It's kind of like some of these booking companies, like we were talking about earlier. This is what they do: they'll book a shitload of bands and try to get you to.
You guys need to sell X
Yes.
amount of tickets.
Oh,
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like to them, sometimes I feel like in their
it's pay
mind,
to
they're like,
play
they're like,
without
we're
being paid to
doing
play."
you a favor for offering you this show.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be
Yeah.
good. It's like, okay, fuck you. Like,
Yeah, no kidding. A lot of people fall for that.
yeah.
It's
They're
pay
like,
to play
oh, dude,
without-
we got this awesome show. I can't believe we're doing it. You want to buy a ticket?
So what you're saying is that you can't promote it well enough for yourself.
Yeah.
So you're gonna book 12 bands that nobody's heard of,
Mm-hmm.
and put like, come on.
It's pay to play without being
Yeah.
without
Basically.
bluntly telling a band, hey, because they'll even tell you if you were told to sell 20 tickets to have your slot, and you showed up at the door with 15, guess what?
You got to pay
The
for
band's
those
forking
tickets.
over the cash that equals the other 5 missing tickets.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. And then they're like, oh, it's all for the exposure, right? And then you play the show and the fucking house is empty.
Nobody's there.
So
And you're like, eh.
Well, take a look, watch Ephinepic at Piatone Bowling Alley.
Hell yeah,
And
the PA.
I want to thank you guys again for coming out. Really enjoyed it. And
Of course.
you are going to show me how to play drums.
Oh, God. I don't know how to play.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We love you guys.
Thank
Of course,
you.
you guys are like
Likewise.
family to me.
right.
So-
This was fun.
All right. We'll see you March 7th.
You bet.